Hello everybody. Slade House is a horror novel by David Mitchell about a mysterious house that has a lot of scary stuff going on there. That's all I'm going to tell you about the plot, and that's all I knew about the plot prior to reading it. I was really looking forward to reading Slade House. I've been searching for a while for a good book of the horror, mystery, creepy genre. Yes, I know creepy isn't really a genre, but something that will give me a good scare without being stupid or without overly relying on gore. I feel the same way about films. I really dislike it when they just use tons of blood instead of investing in a good, scary plot. Having said that, if you agree with me, I do have another video on my favorite horror books. I will link it down below in the description box, and you can probably see another link somewhere above me. And moreover, you are more than welcome to write down and comment and recommend me, us, all the viewers, some good horror books or even horror movies like The Babadook. Now back to Slade House. I think the most important question is this book scary? Well, it's definitely creepy, but you have to remember that fear is something very subjective. I did read parts of it before I went to bed and I was alone, and let's just say I wasn't too happy about turning the lights off. But other parts were less scary. Basically, I think it kind of reminded me of bits from the Twilight Zone. You have a bunch of scary, mysterious, unexplained things, combination of reality with supernatural elements, sometimes in a grotesque way, which in my opinion, those were the really creepy parts. This grotesque, which is not part of our reality, obviously, but it's close enough so we can see the normal, but it's not normal. Do you know the painting? It's a pretty famous painting of a man with an apple for a head. This one always creeped me out. It has two things that we all know, we are familiar with, we usually aren't scared of: a man and an apple. But combined together as one being is strange, and in the right context, very disturbing. And this is Slade House. It doesn't have monsters. It doesn't have a lot of scary made-up creatures. The real scare from the book comes from the background concept, which I won't spoil for you, but also from this creepy, disturbing combination of our familiar safe reality with whatever it is in Slade House. So that was the background for Slade House. As for narration, that's where I was less impressed. Without revealing any information too important, there are more than one point of view. All of them are in first person, which is fine. But just like in those bits from Twilight Zone, if I may return to my previous comparison, you simply have things getting weirder and weirder and weirder until at the ending, there is a solution. There isn't one character who is like the detective of the book, someone who will try to solve the mystery. I mean, since I said that there are strange things going on in Slade House, you would expect someone, for our sake, the readers, to try to find out who or what's behind it. I mean, is it a witch? Is it a ghost? Something to explain these phenomena. So not only that there isn't investigation in a conventional way, you know, you start with just strange things, strange phenomena, and then you gather more and more and more information until at the end you have enough information to reach a conclusion and find a solution, you know, exorcise the demon, reverse the curse, or whatever. So not only we don't have that, and all we have is like things getting weirder and weirder until a character that happens to know everything, we don't, just come and solve everything for us and explain everything. In the middle of the book, all of the information that we do get is being laid out in a very convenient and lazy way. It's like Sherlock Holmes meets a Bond villain. Wow, I'm full of similes today, am I? One of the reasons I hate Sherlock Holmes is that you just get at the end of the book, Sherlock comes and say, well, Watson, while you were asleep, I just went along and solved the entire mystery. Now I'm going to explain everything to you. You don't have, as the reader, this fun experience of going with the detective and see everything and try and get all the information and all the clues and trying to solve the mystery for yourself, whether you succeed or not. That's not fun in a detective book or in any other genre. And the Bond villain part comes where the villain catches the protagonist, and while the protagonist is tied up, the villain just explains his entire plan in a very convenient way, and for me, I just find it lazy. So on the whole, it was a good book, especially if you're looking for something that is horror without being too Stephen King-ish, you know, because it doesn't overflow with sex and gore and profanities, oh my. It is creepy and the concept is very cool, and you can look at it like that. Up until the very end, you don't see the full picture, which only contributes to the dark, mysterious atmosphere of the book. Unfortunately, even though I don't regret reading it and I did like it, I was expecting for something a little more. I did get the feeling that the author didn't count enough on his readers to understand and get everything, so he felt that he had to spell it out for us like that, and I just don't like when authors do that. Now, if I would have given books that I review scores, and I don't, I would probably have given it something like, 75 out of 100. It wasn't bad. And that was my review. Thanks for watching. Feel free to give me a thumb up and comment down below on your favorite horror novels, and also what sort of things scare you, what sort of images or ideas scares you the most. I think for me, grotesque things are the creepiest. So if you enjoyed this review and you want some more, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel at your own risk. And until next time.